Hey guys, the Kane Matter Show here, and I am sorry that this series has started kinda late, but that's kinda because I was busy with my job, and also because I was feeling a little lazy. So now I'm back from a hiatus, and now I'm gonna give you the first episode of my team crime discussion series, starting with the most infamous of this group, and quite possibly the most infamous in the Ruby community itself, Cinder Fall. Now, Cinder has been our first major antagonist for the first 3 volumes of the series, first appearing in Chapter 1, Ruby Rose, in Volume 1, where Roman Torchwick was being rescued by her in an attempt to get away from Ruby Rose and Glenda Goodwitch, which is a really epic scene, by the way. Like, she's blocking Ruby's bullets with her hand, and she managed to destroy Glenda's dust hailstorm technique thingy, and people were probably thinking to themselves, wow, she's OP as hell. For the rest of Volume 1, she's been hiding in the shadows until she is fully shown rocking this. Alright, let me get this out of the way. She is hot. She is gorgeous. Enough said. And we also hear her voice for the first time. She's voiced by Jessica Negri. And she says to Rowan that the next phase of her grand scheme is underway, which then begins in the start of Volume 2. So then it's made clear she has an iron grip on her subordinates, as she basically tells Emerald to not speak unless she says so, and even get Roman to obey her by charming him? I don't know how to describe that scene, because her eyes light up in that scene looking like she was hypnotizing him or just being intimidating by implying she'll kill him, or she was trying to charm him. Somebody try to explain their opinion in the comments, please. Later we see her at Beacon pretending to be from Mistral, which actually makes me honestly believe she is from there, honestly, because Mistral looks like China, and Cinder's dress looks Chinese to me, so yeah. And then Ruby briefly sees her, but it doesn't recognize her because she technically never saw her face because she was still covered in a shadow in Chapter 1 of Volume 1. But later, she was discussing with Emerald and Mercury about Pura Nikos, and Cinder implies she has some interest in her, and we get one of her most iconic lines. It's not about defeating your enemies. It's about taking what power they have. Which, of course, means she was talking about the Fall Maiden Amber, which I will get into later. So then we come to the Dance Infiltration chapter of Volume 2, and, okay, I gotta say another thing about her. She has a nice ass. And you all know what scene I'm talking about. But aside from that, she then has a brief fight with Ruby and leaves because Ironwood showed up in the room and goes back to the dance wearing a very sexy black. Okay, I know I'm drooling over how hot Cinder is, but come on, she's probably one of the hottest characters in the damn series. Seriously. Plus Jessica Negri, even cosplayer. Come on, how could you not love that? I mean, go look up her video of her wearing the Cinder bikini and you'll understand why. Sorry about that. The next time we see her is during the Grim Invasion in Vale, where she and her posse blend in with the crowd, and right before the credits show for Volume 2, she says her grand scheme is almost done, which then would finally activate in Volume 3. And then her theme song, Demise, plays, which is a very good song, mind you. That's why I used it for the trailer I did to promote this discussion series. Okay. In Volume 3, Cinder, Emerald, Mercury, and Neapolitan compete in the Vital Festival tournament and one-shot people in the 4-on-4 rounds, but she lets Emerald and Mercury continue in the tournament as she finishes her plan. However, then Mercury tells her that Crow Bronwyn has arrived at Beacon, but she tells them, don't worry, because nobody knows our real intentions, and we should focus on the plan. And I gotta ask something. Did Jessica Negri pick the design choices for Cinder? Because every outfit she wears always both look good and makes her look hot. Seriously, it's a legitimate question. Because you see Cinder wear this sleeveless coat while wearing a white bandage across her torso, exposing her belly button. This makes me wonder that. Aside from that, it is shown in Chapter 7 of Volume 3 how she met Emerald and Mercury by first meeting Emerald on the streets after Emerald stole something and promising her that she won't be hungry again, and meeting Mercury after he killed his dad Marcus. She then tried to recruit Adam Taurus for her cause, but he rejected as he said that the White Fang was a group for revolution, not hire. She then later attacks the previous Fall Maiden Amber, which is an amazing battle, but eventually Cinder, with the help of Emerald and Mercury, got the upper hand. And there Cinder proceeds to suck the power out of Amber via a type of CREM, but only took half because Crow shows up and saves Amber. In Volume 3, Chapter 9, PvP, she manages to make Pura Nikos unintentionally kill Penny during the Vital Festival finals, and there she does her sinister speech, which, if you want to hear it, go watch the episode. She then later manages to steal the rest of Amber's powers by shooting an arrow in her heart as Osmond was trying to transfer it to Pura, which proved to be very, very bad. But then she drops us a clue that she's working for someone and not by herself, which we later see as Salem. So Cinder and Osmond have this badass yet bullshittingly short fight, where Cinder eventually got the victory and proceeds to fly up the tower, but then Pura shows up to challenge her, but we all know how that ends, which I shall not say, because it's already burned into our minds, heart, and souls. However, Ruby sees what happened, and then that's when she unleashes her Silver-Eyed Warrior powers, and that ends up with Cinder losing her eye, her voice, and some loss of control in her arm, as we see later in Volume 4. So in Volume 4, Chapter 1, she is sitting at the meeting with Tyrion, Watts, and Hazel, who insult her because she lost to Ruby, but Salem defends her by saying she succeeded more than failed, and that Cinder is the key to their victory. In Chapter 3 of Volume 4, Salem is apparently treating Cinder's injuries and even asking her if she really killed Osmond, to which Cinder replies yes, but still has trouble fully speaking. But it's likely she thinks she killed Osmond, or she's straight up lying in Salem's face. Next time we see her is in Chapter 11, Taking Control, where even while weakened, she can still kill CREM of stronger types with relative ease. But Salem begins to question if Cinder was telling her the truth about her motivation, to which we later see in Chapter 12, No Safe Haven, that she unhesitantly kills a illusion made by Emerald of a defeated Ruby, which, even though it wasn't real, it still sent chills down my spine. Now, let's talk about her powers, because we just got done with her history as of now, because Volume 4 kind of did just ended. So let's get into her powers. Okay, I think we can agree she's one of the strongest characters in the series so far, as her full main power has not been shown on how devastating it can be. Cinder possesses a high degree of skill that in Ruby Rose rivals or even surpasses that of Glenda Goodwitch. She can make extensive use of fire-based abilities without difficulty. Her primary technique at the time of their battle was a highly forceful blast of fire, which is powerful enough to block and knock back some of Glenda's manipulated debris. It was later revealed by the presence of her tattoo that Cinder had obtained half of the Fall Maiden's power prior to this confrontation. Cinder's capabilities also include summoning orange and black circles that can explode from the ground, as well as a powerful blocking technique easily capable of withstanding Crescent Rose's bullets. This blocking technique may be aura-based, as it strongly resembles a technique used by Lai Ren, but this is unconfirmed. It should also be noted that before her powers were stolen, Amber was seen doing the same thing with Emerald. Noticeably, some of Cinder's abilities emit a high-pitched whistling sound when cast. Alright, or her eyes are often glow brighter as evidence of the maiden's power since Amber's eyes did the same, and Cinder's left eye hadn't until after she completely become the Fall Maiden. Now, for dust manipulation, she has a strong command over dust, often wielding and manipulating it in battle. She's seen transforming a cloud of dust she had previously dispensed into several shards of what appears to be glass, which she proceeded to launch as projectiles. She is even able to conjure a dual-based pair of dual black glass swords constructs and then seamlessly transform them into a bow with a series of black glass arrows ready to fire. Her most notable use of reforming her weapons occurred when she reformed an arrow as Pura Nikos shattered it with her shield, maintaining its forward force and successfully piercing Pura. Cinder is also capable of triggering this ability to change the shape of dust-imbued clothes, as shown by her instantly changing into a dress for the dance. She is also quite skilled in both unarmed and swordsmanship, using such skills to fend off numerous Atlas soldiers at once, and easily defeating them without being hit once. She was confident enough in her skills to walk up to them, despite the fact that this altered them to her presence. Such confidence is also seen when she decides to reveal herself to Ruby, smiling while doing so and attacking the young huntress instantly. She also possesses enhanced speed, strength, reflexes, and endurance. Cinder is also shown to be quite stealthy, having sneaked around a guard to easily knock him out. She is skilled enough in infiltrating places without getting caught, able to calculate so that she can escape and blend in as seen in Dance Dance Infiltration. She also successfully infiltrated Beacon Academy along with her partners, Mercury and Emerald, without raising suspicion to herself, and having others believe them to be from Haven Academy. Her marksmanship skills are also shown during her infiltration of the CCT and her plan to capture Amber's powers in Dance Dance Infiltration and Beginning of the End, respectively. She is capable of launching 3 arrows at once with great accuracy and pragmatically exploiting any advantage whenever possible, and such as launching an arrow in Amber's back just as the latter was about to kill Emerald. And then, after acquiring the Maiden's power, she is able to utilize more fire-based attacks and gains the ability to fly. Additionally, she is strong enough to withstand great force and can reform the shape of her projectiles and use her fire-based power to melt items in her grip. Cinder is also adept at piloting, able to fly a bullhead during one of Glinda's attacks. Now for trivial facts, Cinder alludes to Cinderella from the fairy tale of the same name. In the Volume 1 cast commentary, it is mentioned that the shoes she wears with her red dress are made of glass. This is supported by the clink noises they make in Ruby Rose, the chapter of Ruby Rose. This references the fact that Cinderella wore glass shoes to the ball. Cinder's ability to manipulate glass may be a reference to the glass slippers as well. Miles, Luna, and Carrie Shawcross made a joke that they originally wanted to call her Cinderella, using the Spanish word Ella, meaning she. Her emblem, which is tattooed on her back, appears to be a pair of high heel slippers placed sole to sole, making a heart in the empty space between them. In the episode Dance Dance Infiltration, Mercury tells her that she should return to the dance by midnight, and she manages to make it back just before midnight. On her way back, she transforms her stealth outfit into a black dress, and ditches her glass masquerade mask. This references how Cinderella needed to leave the ball before midnight, as that when the spell that created her outfit and carriage would wear off. The first part of her name alludes to a partially or mostly burned piece of coal or wood, represented in her fire-based abilities. Her surname alludes to fall, the American name for one of the 4 calendar seasons, which brings to mind amber and brown colors. Montione confirmed that Cinder is not the mother of Ruby Rose, Yang Xiaolong, or Blake Belladonna. Seriously, she looks nothing like them. Okay, maybe a little bit like Blake, but still nothing. So my only theory I have on her right now is that Salem wants Cinder to absorb all the seasonal maidens to do whatever she plans on doing, but in the end, Cinder might double cross her, because remember when Pura asked her if she believed in destiny and she just gave a annoyed look? That could mean Cinder might die from whatever Salem plans to do with her. Alright, that's Cinder Fall. I think she's a very interesting character, and I wonder what she will do in the future. And again, sorry for starting late, but work comes first. But stay tuned next time as we talk about Roman Torchwick on the Kane Matter Show here. Like, share, and subscribe.